there was Howard the Duck.
I can't believe we went from this to Secret Wars. I know beforehand there was Spider-Man and Captain America stuff, but everyone talks about Blade. What about Howard the Duck? I watched Howard the Duck the other day. This movie is everything people say. It's such a weird, ridiculous movie. However, I kind of love it. It's ironic, of course. I like it ironically. I understand why James Gunn wasn't a big fan of this movie. Which is why he did what he did with his own Howard the Duck in the Guardians movies. However, I'm not going to talk about that. Talk about this one thing. I remember okay, so spoilers, I guess, for this movie. If you really care about that, I don't know. But now, I know the common thing I heard about this movie is people are immediately like, wait a minute, this is not for kids. This is weird. And I'm like, okay, I guess there's some swearing here. Maybe, nah, bro. I was underestimated. I was underestimated how weird this movie can go. Like, at least it only gets that weird in the first third or maybe half of the movie. Everything after that is just classic 80s nonsense. However, but the first half, it's like, oh, it's that kind of 80s nonsense. And people are so right about that, because literally the first scene, literally within the first few minutes of this movie, there is practically an uncensored duck woman in a bathtub. Why? That was like, okay, no, we're Welcome to Howard the Duck, Marvel's Golden Furry, the movie. I'm like, oh, this is the kind of movie we're setting in. Okay, literally this sequence right here, like the whole thing here reminds me of freaking Superman. I don't know why, it just does. I will say, I understand why people find the design very off-putting. However, I quickly got used to it in this movie. Well, not that I like it, but I tolerate it heavily. Like, you know, I'm used to it, honestly. And I will say, I will give credit to the amount of effort put into making him, you know, a believable character because of his personality. So, for the first half, he was like, okay, Howard the Duck is just chilling, okay? He's just living his life, whenever, random, right? And then, randomly, out of nowhere, he sits in this chair, and he flies off with the chair. He leaves. No explanation. There's no UFO. There is no teleportation. There is no even Doctor Strange thing. It's just, he literally flies off. He flies off his room, out of his apartment building, out to space, to a different dimension. Just cuz. It's just cuz. And so he lands, and he's like, oh, what the frick? This is weird. This is weird. This is like, why y'all look weird? And then we go to 80s New York, which is the most goofiest thing in the world. It's such an aesthetic, but such the goofiest thing in the world. You go from like goofy odd people to other goofy odd people, and then he meets up with Leah Thompson. Beverly. I'm sorry. Which I'm surprised they actually put Beverly in this movie. I feel like Beverly is the only thing in the Howard the Duck lore that they kept. Everything else they made up. However, Beverly in the comics was like a model or something. In the movie, she's just a rock star, played by Liam Thompson. Which, you know what? I don't blame you. However, she's doing a show, and then after that, she gets bothered by some ruffians, alright? She gets bothered by some goons. Yes, that type of gooners. And then, cornily, Howard the Duck saved her. Because this is a Marvel movie. How? With those big old thing, even though you could just drop kick him? With the power of plot, with the power of Marvel.
What is this place?
Cleveland?
Cleveland. Perfect weird name for this planet.
Planet? No.
I'm not from Earth, I'm from Missouri. That's on Earth, dude. Well, you got some place to be, let's go to my place, because why not? This thing is ludicrous. I like the rapper. I will skip a lot of stuff in this movie because it's pure nonsense. I'm just going to go to the things that crack me up the most. And I love it's kind of like Sonic, where like in Howard the Duck, in some places, like he's get freaked out by people because like, obviously it's a humanoid furry duckling. However, sometimes people just don't notice it or they don't care.
We've been working on some new songs, you know? See, the band's called Cherry Bomb.
Isn't that a real band? Or am I tripping? So basically, also, some more lore. Beverly's band is treated poorly financially, especially. Even though she has a whole apartment, but it's the 80s, so it's not that crazy. And so because the managers are not doing his job well, let's say. And then because Howard knows this is an 80s movie, all he has to do is just punch people and threaten them to make them do the right thing instead of, you know, getting into more trouble. And then he does, and he gets his way because he just does. Until he's like, wants a new manager. Because like, why won't you be the new manager? You helped us out, right? It's corny.
Although... I have developed a greater appreciation for the female version of the human anatomy.
Howard, you really are the worst.
Sir. 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 Hold up.
Come on, let's watch David Letterman.
You see, kids, back in the day, that's their equivalent of saying we're gonna Netflix and chill. Like, look, I understand it's like an adventure, but like at the same time, it's like you guys are too easily attached to each other. You guys quickly got attached to each other so much, it becomes very corny.
You're a great listener. The best.
You have a kind soul.
You smell amazing.
Well, you have impeccable manners.
I don't even know what I'd do in my life without you.
Guess what? You are so sweet, and I love you so much.
You keep talking to me like this, and I'm gonna take you to dinner, and I'm paying.
You will not leave the tip. I will leave the tip.
Just can't seem to find the right man.
Maybe it's not a man you should be looking for.
Stop! Yo! Stop, bro, stop. What have you guys gotten yourselves into?
You think I might find happiness in the animal kingdom, Ducky?
I just love my dog. I just love my dog. I just love my dog. I just love my dog.
What am I talking about? BoJack Horseman exists. Brian Griffin exists. What am I talking about?
Okay. Let's go for it, mister.
I'm watching the wrong Marvel movie.
Okay. It was a joke.
I do find it so funny. She's actually encouraging this, and he's like, oh, wait, what? Okay. How high were they? How high were y'all, guys? I want to know. How high were y'all when you made this? Here's the thing. I was aware of this scene for a long time because, you know, if you're a Marvel fan for long enough, this scene was going to be mentioned at some point. Okay? However...
I just can't resist your intense animal magnetism.
Whoops.
She couldn't resist his animal magnetism. No, he was so charming.
Yeah, they were totally about to sleep, right?
Just kidding.
Sure, buddy.
I mean, sir, listen. This is prime Liam Thompson we're talking about here. Okay, this is like a year after Back to the Future. You know what? No one has to know. No one has to know. No one has to know. This is like one of those things where she's a 10, but when you smash, you have to be a duck. That's the line here. You know what's the weirdest part about this? Is that in canon, they actually did. And the worst part about it is that they were being watched by some random villain. Like one of Howard's villains was watching him the whole time. It's like, I must get my revenge. I'm like, sir, you were watching him the whole time. It's so stupid. So basically, they meet some scientist friends and they're like, hey, we figured out the problem, Ducky. By the way, before we get to anything, this dude was cracking me up because I don't know who. This guy looks so familiar to me. Oh yeah, it was freaking Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's what it reminded me of. You were like the dude from the Ferris Bueller movie. So basically they're like, hey, Howard, we found the cause of the problem. It's stupid logic. It's some cosmic nonsense. I'm not going to explain the plot. I could care less about the plot, honestly. Yeah, they figured it out. Oh, we're going to find a way to get you home. And by the way, I want you to understand, we were not even halfway through the movie when they actually got that. So like basically you have a whole movie runtime. You have a whole movie plot in half a movie. So what will happen in the second half of the movie? Well, turns out, I'm too lazy to explain the plot. However, you could watch it for yourself. Apparently there's this dude called Dark Overlord or something. I'm the Dark Overlord, dude. And he took over the dude from the Ferris Bueller movie, and, you know, it tweaked him out, and basically it's the Avengers 2012 plot. I need to get the portal ready so I can send all my friends here. It took over the Ferris Bueller villain body. I'm gonna call it Ferris Bueller villain body. I'm gonna just call him dude, alright? So basically he possessed a dude, and he's like, alright, I'm the villain now, because I'm taking over, you know? And those three, they cause a scene, and you know, and the authorities arrived, and they're like, oh, the three escaped. And then they went to a diner just for the sake of lore dump. And at some point, the dude tweaked out, basically using his powers, because he has powers apparently. As he was tweaking out, other ruffians show up, and Howard's like, I'll come and save you. But then everyone in the diner is like, wait a minute, Duck, we need to cook him, literally. They're gonna want to eat the dude. I'm like, there is no thought put into this. You know what my headcanon is? Obviously, this doesn't help anything at all, but this would make it even funnier, is that this is in the Marvel Universe. Not like MCU canon, but it's an alternate universe where Marvel characters show up. And so they're so used to this crazy nonsense that they're just like, oh, a talking duck? Okay, this is just a normal Tuesday. That would have been so funny. That would have been hilarious. Not everything has to be connected, bro! I'm just having fun here. Can I not have fun here? And meanwhile, while Howard was being cooked, he was like, hey, this dude is tweaking out. He needs help. He's a villain. About the sinister plot to take over. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? I'm just trying to cook you. And then everyone's like,
Bring me the Cokie, Howard.
bring me the coconut, Howard. He's so goofy.
You heard him. Cut me loose. Sounds like a bunch of...
And you know what's so funny? That he did present himself. And he's like, hey, I have powers. And what was the first thing people do? That's a whole bunch of bull hockey. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
Are you okay, Howard? Yes.
Enough of this crap. Get out of here.
Bro, what are you guys gonna do? This dude has powers. Bro, the dominant human spirit is so strong in this timeline.
If you can't take the heat, get out of that kitchen.
He's so stupid.
You're gonna shut up.
I'm gonna use that voice a lot now. Last time I heard that voice, I used it when I was playing Undertale. And I didn't finish it. Someday, I will.
There's gonna be more violence. I hate violence.
Bro, shut up!
He's my boyfriend.
You're so attached, bro. Have you not? So basically, this is a hero movie, supposedly, so you gotta save the girl, that's how it all works. After a big ol' flying chase scene, this dude turns into Albert Einstein, and that's his final transformation, apparently, because stuff happens, and then he was set free. They took the monster out of him, and then the monster becomes the actual monster, and then, yeah. It's right away, it's not even a Howard the Duck villain. They're actual Howard the Duck villains, and did not use this one. And then, you know, dance number. No, it's not. It's a song number. That's really the movie. It's not the best explanation, but that's exactly how the movie is. This movie is funny for all the wrong reasons. You know what's the crazy thing? I actually have ideas for how to do an MCU Howard the Duck show, kind of, which I'll get to later. I was not prepared. I was not prepared. Absolute what? That's what I feel in the movie. What? I could see why James Gunn wasn't a fan of this movie at all, because he's a big Howard the Duck fan, and he unironically, I probably would give it like maybe a 3.5. No, maybe a 4. Now that he's on Earth in that universe, what happened since then? They probably, you know what, a lot. They probably David Letterman and chilled a lot.
He must hate the chili.